Hello and welcome back to New York Gold. Today is kind of like a techie review more than a fish review. I got a new camera, the Canon powershot SX730 HS. It's only a couple, like $300-400 camera. They say it's a good vlogging camera. We'll see what happens. I'm going to run it through the tests here. I just want to compare it to the phone. Better than the phone, where it's worse than the phone. I'm shooting both right now. I have the Pixel 1 for the camera and the Canon powershot on the other one. So we'll see, a series of different things and see how they compare. So if you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch. You're going to see fish if you want to sit down and see fish, but it's just a review of these two things just to see what's better and what's not. So if you stick around, great. If not, I'll see you next time. So, be right back. Alright, so here we have the Canon powershot, and you can see I'm zoomed in. I have to put it in manual. I really haven't figured out how to use this thing 100% yet, but I like the clarity of it, nice and focused. I can see those little brine shrimp pretty clearly, and it's doing a pretty good job of showing these little Mickey Mouse platies that are about a week to 10 days old. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not that, not that hard to use, and it seems to be keeping focus pretty good, especially the small depth of field. This is the Pixel 1, and the camera shoots great. It actually shoots 4K. I had to dumb it down to 1080, but this is once you zoom, you really start losing clarity, and it has a whole heck of a time focusing. This is back to the Canon powershot, and it just does a much better job zoomed in, and you can see when I'm bouncing from fry to fry, it's not having much trouble, refocusing onto a new subject. So you can trying to get some of the scratches on the glass and stuff. So it's doing pretty good. Back to the Pixel, what do we got here? Yeah, the same things. And I'm going to try to zoom in, and it's starting to get grainy, and it's tough for the phone to really zoom in and pick a subject and stick with it. And I'm having a heck of a time just trying to get it to lock focus on anything. Back to the powershot. Here's like the teenagers. It's in the same tank we were just looking at, and yeah, it's almost like this thing really wants to focus. It's spending more time in focus than out, which is good. And then I'm zoomed in. I'm very close to these things. It's like a macro type of shot. You can see right there. Things filling half the screen. So that's pretty good. Here's the same thing with the Pixel, and it's struggling. It's zoomed out, it's fine, but once you zoom in, it's really, I've even trying to give it something solid to focus on to start with, and it's even having trouble with that. So it is what it is. It's a camera, and it's a phone, it's not a camera. And here is the Canon on the bigger guys. Now here's where it's a little weird. I don't know if I left it in manual focus with this. I think I have to screw around with it a little more, but it was having a little bit of trouble. And these are, this is a big subject to be focusing on. It's a little grainy because this thing is back. A 90-gallon tank is pretty deep, but it's it's doing okay. But I expected it to do a little better on the the bigger fish, the bigger subjects, and it was really really strange. Once this is the Pixel 1, I think this did a much better job on the big dogs. With the I got a little reflections here and there. That's not the camera's fault, it's my fault. But man, even zoomed in, it's nice. And I guess it's just a matter of learning each one. What I was doing with this is, you'll see in a second, instead of zooming in, I can just move the camera closer. Zoom it all the way out, move the camera closer, and with a subject like this, you can do that. I couldn't do that with the fry; they're just too small. But that is what it is. This is the Canon powershot again. This is just a pan of some crazy super cross females, but super close. I mean, I am a half inch away from these things, and it's locked in on everything. You can see the scales, you can see the eye real close. It's doing a great job. Little bubbles. It's doing a very good job of that macro look that I'm, trying to get. And this is the same, pretty much trying to mimic the same thing I just did with the Pixel, and it's doing okay, but it's just not as good as the other one. But it is what it is. I like the opening shots, the intro with the Pixel better. I think it did a better job. And it is what it is. So at least I know what to use when. So when I'm doing, people shots, I can use the phone, and not I can do the other one. So that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for sticking around. Bye.